All right.
Funny.
So here's the
What's
next
next?
question. Here's the next question came from one of our people and says, so being a pastor is a pretty heavy duty job, especially a lead pastor that can have a strong toll on that person, on that leader. What
Sure.
is it that you do to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually while working such an important and emotional demanding job?
That's a great question. I
Yeah, it
love
is.
that someone cared enough to ask that question. That says something about values, which I just appreciate a ton. So yeah, that's something that, over the years has kind of been refined and developed, I think, if that makes sense. I think the first thing that comes to mind, God graced me with an incredible wife who was a counselor before our daughter was born. And she brings such a different perspective to life than I do, and has helped me understand myself in ways that I at first probably resisted. I used to say early in our marriage, Chad, I would look at her and go, "You're counseling me right now. Don't counsel me. What are you doing? Why? I'm not your client, And
Yeah.
about 3 years, and I realized, holy cow, I get this every day. What a gift! So now it's, hey, baby, would you counsel me on this for that
Right.
session? Real quick. But I had a friend who had kind of a mentor who told me, like 3 days before we got married, he gave me this quote from a guy named Pete Scazzero, who wrote a book called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. If you've ever come across it, if you haven't, it's a wonderful read. But Scazzero has this quote that a mentor gave to me. He said, "Your spouse will be a limit to you." And at first I thought, oh, I don't like that. Like that doesn't sound fun. Like I want to run, man. I want to move as fast as I can. I don't want to be held back and limited. But I started reflecting on that quote and kind of marinating on it. And the image of a governor on a school bus came to mind. Are you familiar with these? Like the governor on a school bus?
They
So a
own them on
school
golf
bus,
carts too. Yeah.
that's really smart for people like us, I feel like.
Right.
No, that's good. So yeah, so the governor, right? Like a school bus can go faster than 55 miles an hour. It has the ability to go faster than 55. But when it starts going past 55, it becomes less safe for the driver and for everyone else on the bus with the driver. That makes sense? And so, they put this governor on the school bus to make sure that the driver can't take that bus any faster than 55 miles an hour for the sake of everyone who's riding, right? And himself. And it's this idea of healthy limits, right? And an imposed limit. So that idea of your spouse will be a limit to you was just like it just became this grace that God was giving me through Emily, right? Who is not as fast as I am, who is not as take the hill as I am, in all of the best ways and all the ways that help keep me healthy and limited in a positive way, if that makes sense. And so with that also, I think, over the years, just learning rhythms of rest and renewal have been really key for me. So, obviously like morning quiet times, obviously pretty key thing. I probably don't need to explain that, but becomes a pretty significant piece of my life. Right. And I can tell when that starts being off rhythm. Weekly Sabbath is something that we practice as a family. We put the phones away, don't take meetings, we don't take calls. We kind of identify a day a week that we just, you're not going to hear from me for about 12 hours, on a Sabbath day. Because it's just good. Like it's a self-imposed limit that keeps us as a family healthy, about once a year, I'll try to take a retreat where I get away, kind of like a cabin in the woods kind of a thing. I call it my Jack Bauer phone, if that means anything to you. It's a burner phone, right? Like a Walmart, one of those Walmart track phones that you pay $20 to reactivate the line that gives you a whole new number. And the only person in the world who gets that phone number is my wife. And so everyone knows that they want to get a hold of me for those 2 days. They got to call Emily first. And Chad, I've found out that people think twice before they call your wife.
That's
looking
great.
for you. It's a limit, right? It's kind of a healthy limit. And so it's not all the time, but a couple days a year, it creates space just to renew and find rest and health. We were laughing about this earlier, Chad. Running is something that's been a key thing for me, right? Just running as a workout. Finding myself mentally exhausted to the point that I can't think about anything else but taking another step is so freeing. We were laughing about this. The reason I got into running is because I just kind of tried everything else and realized I can't play a sport. I can't hit a golf ball. I can't, like literally, I can't gain muscle mass. Like I'm not what they call hard gainers, right? Like I'd have the amount of protein, whey protein I'd have to drink every day to put on like really real mass. So the only thing left was running. Like, I'm not coordinated. I can't gain muscle. The only one left was running. So it's like, well, I guess I'm a runner by default.
That's awesome.
But that, keeps me healthy and keeps me kind of de-stressed. So some of the ways that I would say, we just create limits and healthy rhythms to renew and continually rediscover Jesus and find grace in that.
Awesome. Okay, good. I like it. I like it a lot.